Good afternoon. My name is Ken Leinbach, and I'm sitting in for Carol Hale on It Is What It Is. Carol is in sunny Puerto Rico and asked if I'd take over her show while she's away. And it's been quite enjoyable because I get to interview some really notable people who live here in River West. And today we have Zarifa Saadat, who is a master's student at UWM and has some interesting work and really interesting life experience. And so we're going to learn a little bit about Zarifa today. And welcome to the show, Zarifa.
Hi, Ken. Thank you for having me.
I think the first thing that would be good for our radio listeners would be where did you grow up, and how in the world did you manage to get all the way around the world to our lovely neighborhood, River West in Milwaukee, Wisconsin?
Thank you so much again for having me. I'm originally from Afghanistan, and I was born in a small town called Ghazni. And I spent most of my childhood in Pakistan because we means myself and my family, we migrated to Pakistan. So I spent like my childhood in Pakistan, and once the war was over, we came back to Afghanistan. And to answer your question, how did I end up not anywhere else but Milwaukee? Quite interesting, yeah. I was looking for a master's program within the United States, and then thankfully I had the opportunity to have this fellowship program that would support me with my tuition fees and pay for my education, and therefore I ended up coming to Milwaukee to do my master's degree at University of Wisconsin Milwaukee, and here I am.
So how did you get from Pakistan and then you went back to Afghanistan? Didn't you? Isn't that right?
Yes. So once the war was over and everything was back to normal, we went back to Afghanistan, and of course I lived for almost 12 to 13 years in Kabul, the capital city of Afghanistan. And after finishing my high school and my school, everything in Kabul, I got a scholarship in Bangladesh at a college, an international college, and studied with almost 17 other fellows from elsewhere, mostly Asia. And after finishing my undergrad in Bangladesh, I was looking for a master's program, and because of the circumstances that happened in 2021 in Afghanistan, I did not have an option to go back home. So therefore, the only way for me to secure a better future was to continue with my higher education. And I fortunately got the opportunity to start to do my master's degree at UWM.
So when you say the situation in Afghanistan, I as an educated, single, unaccompanied woman going back to the Taliban-controlled Kabul was a dangerous situation. Is that a fair assessment?
Correct. And especially that I was born as a minority in Afghanistan, so I would be probably like a person who would be like kind of under the control of Taliban. And then I would be kind of questioned, like, how am I coming alone myself, a young woman, to the country? And probably my devices would have been checked, and then of course, my mindset changed, like within the time that I was studying in Bangladesh, having friends from almost 17 Asian countries, different backgrounds, different cultures, different religions. So definitely the perspective that I had when I was in Afghanistan, and then first time as the first person from my family to go abroad, study abroad. So if I compare that Zarifa, the Zarifa that was living in Afghanistan, 16 years, 17 years old girl, and then went for her goals and dreams that she had to leave the country, there has been a tremendous amount of changes to that person that if I compare that Zarifa to the Zarifa that is sitting right now, and that Zarifa that was spending her time or like studying in Bangladesh for about 5 years. So that was another thing. And beside that, being a young woman and also a minority.
So let's explore being a minority just a little bit, because I'm not sure radio listeners would actually know this. So what's the culture that you are from?
So my tribe is called Hazara. So, and then we have our own authentic or like folklore language, which is called Hazaragi. And not everyone from country can speak Hazaragi. And Afghanistan is like a diverse kind of group. So in Afghanistan, it's like 34 province, and each province they have kind of their own unique way of like clothing, the way of language that they speak, and then like food, so and so. So my specific tribe is called Hazara, and then I speak Hazaragi. And like for example, people from Kabul, from the capital, they won't be able to understand, for example, when I talk to my family, because it's very pure and it's very like kind of folklore based.
So then when you're speaking to others in Kabul, then you're speaking Dari.
Correct. So I learned Dari when I started school. So usually we start school when we are like 7, when we kind of turn 7 years old, and then that's the time that we have a subject. It's called Dari subject, and then we learn Dari from school.
So right now, we can hear you speaking neither of those languages.
Yes.
So you're speaking English.
Yes.
When you went to Bangladesh, what languages did you speak when you arrived?
When I arrived to Bangladesh, I had some understanding of English, but not like kind of be fluent in English, not at all. I could kind of have a kind of like basic conversation with people just to kind of like transfer my message, but not that I was not able to kind of like write or read, or like in terms of listening, it was kind of challenging. So that's why when I went to Bangladesh, like they had the program to teach us English for the first 6 to 8 months. And after that, we had the opportunity to pick a major, and then we start our major, which was for the rest of the years of our scholarship. And then based on that kind of period of time, we needed to pass exam. And then once we passed the exam, so we would be like kind of given the opportunity, or we would be graded based on our like language skills. Are we okay? Are we able to kind of start our major? So, and then I was able to and like kind of learn English, and then pass that exam, and then had the opportunity to start my major. And here I am today, sitting here and speaking in English as my third language. Yeah.
And then your education in Bangladesh was mostly in English.
Yes.
But then you're in another country you've never been in before.
Right.
And in Bangladesh they speak Bangla, is that correct?
They speak Bangla, or it's also called Bengali. So majority of people that are outside, like, or just Bengalis, like people from Bangladesh, they do speak some English, but those who that like are outside I mean like shopkeepers, or like people who are in charge of like transport and so on, they don't speak much English. So that was another kind of cool opportunity for me to explore about Bengali language. And then I learned Bengali during my time in Bangladesh because I love traveling. Traveling is my passion. And then I was thinking with myself, oh, like while I'm here in this place, I gotta explore, and then I gotta like find out about people that are here, and also like kind of I made friends, so therefore I learned their language, and then I learned about their culture, and then I made tons of friends. I made even like a family that I'm always welcome if I go to Bangladesh to stay with them, and they literally kind of called me their fifth daughter as they had four daughter, and then I was kind of like their adopted daughter. So yeah, it was pretty cool.
Okay, so now we're up to four languages, right?
Yes.
And then while you were in Bangladesh, you also learned another language. Is this true?
Yeah. So while I was in Bangladesh in my last year of my college, I was kind of seeking for scholarship, like in another country, and then I was already in the choir team, so I was like singing with the other choir members. And then through choir, I had the opportunity to go to France. I even got like a scholarship to study in Sciences Po. After I learned French for almost a year and a half. So I learned French, and then I passed the exams. So it's AA, ADO, and then B, which is BA, like intermediate French. So I was almost till that level, and then I seek that opportunity, but because of the visa issues and all, I couldn't make it to French, or I couldn't even join the other choir member to kind of attend that concert that was happening in French, in France.
And that was only because you were born in Afghanistan.
Well, yes, like political reasons, and also that it was after the Taliban took over Afghanistan. So, like, they were thinking that if I, as a citizen of Afghanistan, go to France, so I would seek for asylum, or like I would request to stay there. That's why they kind of didn't approve my visa, and then I couldn't get to the opportunity that I applied, and then I had like everything ready, just that I couldn't get the visa.
Yes, and then when the Taliban took over Kabul,
Right.
you still have your family in Afghanistan,
Right.
right?
Yes.
And they're still there now?
Yeah. Yeah. I have a big family, so I have grown in a big family. I have four brothers and two sisters, including me. It's three of us, and my parents, and my brother recently got married, so my sister-in-law.
Uh-huh.
Yeah.
And is your whole family still in Afghanistan?
No. My older sister, she is in Arizona. She came when Taliban took over Afghanistan, so she could evacuate because she was working in the kind of with the former government of Afghanistan, especially like she was a photojournalist and she was working in media. So it was like a huge risk for her to be in the country because she would be kind of aimed. And then I have my younger brother who is like in his 20s. He got a scholarship in Bangladesh, but the rest of my family, they're all in Afghanistan.
Yeah. Okay, well, let's move. We could talk forever about all these things.
Yeah.
And the time is going to go fast, I can tell. But let's move now to your time here in the United States. So you're getting a master's. I think you're about to graduate, actually, with a master's here in Milwaukee. What's the program that you're in?
The program that I will graduate soon, it's called Masters of Sustainable Peace Building. And yes, pretty exciting that I will graduate just in a month. Not even in a month, actually.
Wow, congratulations on that.
Thank you.
Yeah. And so the Masters of Sustainable Peace Building is a unique program. What has that experience been like for you?
It has been pretty fascinating program and a very unique program, as you mentioned, because the courses that we have been taking, and then the courses that kind of build on us, made us grow, of course, that's kind of like the aspect that made the program unique. And I will miss this program. I wish like the program was for 3 years. So, but I'm also kind of grateful and also excited to finish and then to kind of have a different experience to start a new different journey.
Yeah. You were sharing with me earlier a little bit about the challenges because, I mean, you really came to get a master's program as a way to survive. I mean, to get out of a situation that was uncomfortable because in Bangladesh you weren't allowed to work.
Yes, yes,
Correct?
correct, yes. As a citizen of Afghanistan, that's just a law, that's just a policy that we were not able to work. So after I finished my undergrad in Bangladesh, so I was seeking for opportunities all over the world. And as I mentioned, fortunately, with the network and of course with the qualifications and then the skill sets that I had, I could secure an opportunity to start my master's at UWM and then in the Masters of Sustainable Peace Building, which is a really, really unique and amazing program. And yeah, pretty much about it.
Yeah, but now here we are, and you're about to graduate, and
Yes,
now you're in another situation
right.
where it's a little unclear what your status will be due to the current administration in the United States. Correct?
Right. And just to add a little bit for the previous question, that yes, I came to the United States for a better future, to be safe and then to be able to continue my education. But also, I chose this program. I wanted to study this program because, as someone that I kind of never really felt peace, or I never kind of felt safe, or I didn't have that opportunity to be in that environment that I kind of like the world didn't kind of offered me peace or like to live in peace. So therefore, I was like, oh, if I study this program, I will kind of like explore more, and then I will find out how does it feel to create the environment to feel safe and then to feel peace, to feel like like you grown up in an environment that is always like chaotic and always like you have been treated poorly, like differently than other community members and so on. So like this program kind of wanted to explore about to understand more that how would it feel to feel peace and to create an environment that I could kind of transfer my knowledge and also my understanding and also my realization from this program to those other people around the world or just to my own community, that yes, this is how it feels to be safe and then to have the peace of mind to be able to get the education that it's a basic human right. Yeah.
Yeah. And how do you feel now?
I feel great, but at the same time, I'm sad that how how things are just changing, and especially like with the new changes, like so fast, it's happening so fast. But I also feel great that because I learned so much, I could grow so much from this program, and just to add on that, I got an exciting opportunity just while being in this program. So I started working at a resettlement agency, which was kind of like something that I wanted to do actually to help marginalized communities like immigrants and newcomers. So I was looking for volunteer opportunities, and I applied to become a volunteer at the International Institute of Wisconsin. And I went there for my interview to work as a volunteer, and suddenly like they realized that with the qualifications and then like the language skills that I have, and also like I'm a master's student, they were like, oh, like are you just want to become a volunteer, work with us as a volunteer? And then that was the time that I was able to work off campus, because coming as an international student, there are like a lot of policies that you have to follow. But I was able to like kind of apply for off-campus jobs, and then the person who interviewed me, she was like, I think we might have some like pretty cool opportunity that you might be the right fit for that. Would you consider working here? And then I was like, wow, that would be pretty cool because I would be working closely with the people that are from my community and also with the people that like have been just displaced because of circumstances, life circumstances. And that was kind of like a dream for me to always be there for a community to offer help, especially like just by simple like helps or like simple way of helping, but like it has a huge impact on those communities, on those groups of people. Yeah.
So now you are a resettlement agent, right? And you're working with the Afghan community.
Yes. So I started as my position was Afghan Refugee Support Service Coordinator. So I'm the coordinator for Afghan communities. And based on my qualifications and language that I have, like I speaking Dari and like a little Pashto. So I'm actually like kind of working on a joint position. So like 60% or partially for as a coordinator and partially as a legal assistant. So I help with like I'm not a lawyer or like I'm not a specialized kind of like um, uh, legal assistant, but I still like have the knowledge, and then like I have supervisors that are able to help me and kind of create the way to help Afghans or any other communities that are seeking help.
Yeah, so that's quite a remarkable story, Zarifa. For the listening audience, do you mind sharing how old you are?
I just turned 26 this last February, and yeah.
Yeah, so for a 26-year-old, that's a lot of life to pack into 26 years. So congratulations on where you started and where you are now.
Thank you. Thank you.
So, so far on this show, I've only interviewed people who live in River West. Do you live in River West?
Yeah, absolutely.
I'm just curious, do you have any reflections on either living in River West or living in Milwaukee as a whole in terms of what your experience has been?
Sure. Yes, in the last after like almost 10 days, it will be exactly 2 years of myself living in Milwaukee. And Milwaukee was the first destination that I started living in the United States actually, and River West because it's close to school to UWM. It has been a really great experience living in this city. I also visited like a few other cities, and then I realized with myself that I love Milwaukee. It's home. I feel home when I'm in Milwaukee or when I travel. I miss Milwaukee, and I'm like, oh, I can't wait to go back. And like it has been a really great experience. And in addition to that, just like how wonderful and supportive the people are here. That's something that I realized and like observed, just like overall reflection living here, and then someone who is from a whole other place, but the amount of support that I got from the network that I created in the last 2 years, it has been great. It has been amazing. So my favorite I think like in the last 2 years, my favorite experience in living in River West is the 24 River West 24. I love that event, and then I sometimes wish that that could happen twice in a year because I love biking, of course, and it like biking is my passion. It makes me really happy when I go for a bike ride, especially if I'm like homesick or if I'm like a little upset. I would just ride my bike and like listen to music, and then like to Dari music, and then it would be something that like kind of changed my mood. And I love living in Milwaukee. Sometimes it's a little kind of like hard because of the cold weather, but I love the seasons because it has very similar seasons to where I come from Kabul. in Kabul also we have like four seasons, just as Milwaukee. So it has been a great journey, and of course, like Lake Michigan is a big advantage of living in Milwaukee or Riverways, like how close and convenient it is to just go and like, uh, just take advantage of being in a space how close it is to be by the sea.
Yeah. And you actually learned to swim in Lake Michigan, isn't that right?
Yeah, yeah, absolutely. That's another cool experience that I would like to share. That yes, when I came here, like I wasn't kind of fluent to swim or like not able to swim at all. Actually, like I had the fear from water, and then it was summer when I got here, like yeah, beginning of May, and then it was around June, July, which the weather was getting warm, and then like I would I would go to Lake Michigan, and then I would see that people are just jumping in the lake, and it was like, wow, that must feel so good. And then I was like, oh, I don't think so. I will be able to do that because I wasn't able to swim, and then like I had the fear from water, and like eventually I had the support and encouragement that it's doable. Like why not? I can learn. It's a skill. So I developed on it, and then like I tried, and then I was like, I was just like kind of, I didn't even take courses or anything, just like going and like, kind of like, moving around and like moving my legs, moving my hands. And like, I can't believe it's like fascinating that um, now it's like this is the third third year third year, yeah, that I will like have the experience of summer in Milwaukee, and I'm so comfortable being in the water or just jumping in the lake. So
Yeah, that's pretty amazing. It is like another language, isn't it? The way you
oh
said
yeah.
fluent. Yeah. Well, we only have a couple minutes left. Can you share with us over this period of time? Have you developed a dream for the future, or what are you thinking?
So just because of the sake of time, yeah, I also wanted to kind of like share a little about the play workplace that I work. It's a great place to be at, and also like what we do is something unique because those people, newcomers, immigrants that they come here, they come with nothing. They start from zero. So like we have a couple main services that we have at IIW. So it started
Can
with
you share the name again?
International Institute of Wisconsin, and we have interpretation and translation services. We have immigration services, and we have refugee resettlement services. We have the International Visitor Leadership Program, and there is one more that we have like ESL classes, English as a second language. So those are pretty like the most kind of focused services that we have. And just for the sake of time to add about like a dream, a hope that I have for future. So honestly, a lot of my hopes come from experiences I have had, and then the care that I receive from the people and like the people that I have loved. So I really hope that one day I can live somewhere safe with my family, especially with my mom. Uh, God knows how much I miss her, and I want to live somewhere that I am safe and I may able to get the basic education. And personally, I just hope to keep growing, traveling, learning new languages.
Right. Thank you very much.
Thank you. You don't say goodbye?
That's why it's great. No, you did. You got it in at the end. It was perfect. Oh, good. Yeah. sometimes they tell me whether they want me to be. There's some like stuff on the computer in the other room. So we'll go look and see who wants to do that.
Oh my God. Yes. No, nothing.
No, you're good. Perfect.
Did you start the stream by any chance? No, I didn't. Do that right now. Yeah, that's the other thing not to forget.
Learn this stuff.
It's no big deal.